I think some of the pushback on Guy Williams putting him on his show is straight away there. Leo's got more publicity out of that than his, other contenders are going to get on the same platform.
Do you know what it was? What it was he dominated Guy Williams. Guy Williams didn't push back, and Guy Williams did I think a poor job. I wonder because I think it's been either written or spoken that they know each other quite well. I think it's
his dad's friends with him for years.
Yeah, so I wonder if it was always meant to be basically a skit where he was going to dominate Guy Williams, and that was the plan for it. Rather, like when you're watching the boxing match, it looks like Guy went down on purpose, sort of thing. So I wonder if rather than saying he missed an opportunity to kind of take him out, I wonder if more it was a purposeful skit that they did that unfortunately for Guy hasn't seemed to be received very well. You know what I mean?
I'm just wondering about in the multiverse.
Yep.
The spin-off headline is Guy Williams decks Leo Malloy out of nowhere. Just punches him square in the mouth.
But look, I have to say, from me watching it, maybe what you're saying is right about how we see things with other people. But I thought it was fucking amazing TV. I really enjoyed the piece. But I looked at the guy and thought, you're a lunatic. I would never vote for you, even though we're talking about him more.
So here's my point here. Has Guy Williams' show convinced more people to vote for Leo Malloy?
Probably yes.
Has Guy Williams' show convinced people not to vote for Leo Malloy more?
Probably yes.
Like I think both of those are playing. Like Leo's speaking to his supporters, and the people that already don't like him are just going to go, see, this is why I don't like him. So yeah, I wonder. But I mean, as we find out with every election, people will vote for names that they know and people that they've seen, not necessarily for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And like, it's especially local body politics, like even in a city as big as Auckland, like they get a much lower turnout than the national tier elections.
Yeah.
So maybe it's good we're talking about it. I'm conflicted.
So let's have a look at some of the things we're talking about. I've got a few clips here to play from the conversation, and then we'll have a look.
Going into this raw, by the way, I've just
have you not seen it?
I haven't seen the clips, so
it's actually, I really enjoyed it myself. But then again, as I said to you, it spoke to me that this guy's a lunatic. But having not worked with, but having podcasted with and had a very small amount to do with Guy, one of the reasons I loved it was I don't know the last time I've seen him struggle so much. But then again, as I said, if this is a skit, then he wasn't struggling. It was designed this way. That's the other thing to think about as well. So maybe Leo Malloy has come off looking like a big tough guy who can dominate Guy Williams, but actually maybe the production decided that that's how it was going to look. So it's all fake anyway. So I don't know. Let's have a look at a couple of the clips.
I did a wee bit of research on you, and you're clearly desperately woke.
What's wrong with being woke?
Woke have monopolised the media for quite some time now.
But they haven't, though. Like Donald Trump was the president, Boris Johnson is the prime minister.
Who's the director here? You're the director, Matt?
Oh, fuck off.
I'm not used to being interrupted.
Okay, I had...
Am I going to get a turn at talking here?
Sorry.
History has been scrubbed of real men. It's only soft cocks who wear beige suits who have a profile in New Zealand anymore.
What's wrong with being a soft cock? It'd be weird if I was doing this interview with an erection. Do you have an erection during the interview?
I didn't today, but I normally do, yeah.
You're a successful businessman running one of the most popular bars in Auckland. You're giving this all up to embarrass yourself running for Auckland Mayor.
I've had a guts full of the woke shit. Okay. But that's what you get when you get left-leaning, soft-cock mayors. Len Brown's a Catholic like you.
I'm not a Catholic.
You were brought up a Catholic. You went to confirmation in your basketball gear, in case you forgot. And
that is amazing, you know that.
Well, I looked up embarrassing Guy Williams, and it had about 80 pages. I just plucked one fact out of it. So listen to what I have to say.
Okay.
I'm the learned one. Be polite. Say, Leo, why do you think that'll be good? Or help me understand is a good way to do it.
Leo?
Yes.
Help me understand why you're not a fuckwit.
Do you know that we bet?
There you go. So there's the start of it. Now, let me just say again, when I said it was amazing, what I'm saying is it's amazing television. I'm not saying it's enjoyable content. Let's just make that clear straight away, or that he's good talent. But it's good talent. I mean, whether you like it or hate it, it's good television. I mean, look, we're talking about it. Everybody is. This is trending on Twitter right now. I mean, what else do you want from television?
Yeah,
you go, Joey.
I hated the guy from everything that I've read about him. Every statement that I've seen in the paper, I was like, this guy sounds like a cock. To hear it, to see it, Jesus, it's worse. It's worse than I had figured. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, we'll keep going then. You keep enjoying the man himself.
So here's the thing about you, Leo. I really like you.
I know, everyone does.
However, I also think you're a walking political disaster.
Unlike you, I don't just open my mouth and words fall out.
The reason
I stop, I think, I
you definitely are just like
I
me.
substantiate.
We are the same.
I am nothing like
We
you.
are the same.
I went to a Catholic school and I did not have an intimate relationship with Father. Let's make that clear.
That was too far because you actually named the priest. That's fucked up. Did you call my dad and ask for ammunition? That's fucked.
You've got filters on. You don't get the message.
Get your message out right now. What are the 3 main things you're going to do for Auckland?
Well, the first thing I'll deal with is congestion.
How are you going to fix that?
Congestion charging, and we'll have free public transport.
Okay, I actually quite like that. So what's your next policy?
There's 80 hectares at Ports of Auckland land, Tom, and we're going to put on a 60,000-seater stadium.
Oh, not the fucking waterfront.
Not the
That's what ended that guy's career, that shitty waterfront stadium. All these ideas.
Fuck up my talk. Waterfront stadium is a no.
There's another one. So we're going to pause that bit. Do you want to jump in? There's actually, look, the weaving house, I think, is probably nailed as well. Guy's a genius, and it's all perfectly uncomfortable. That's what the weaving house.
That's definitely Guy Williams's wheelhouse when he does an interview.
Yeah,
like this. I think the style of an interview is definitely what he's done before. It would be weird if he was doing it in a different way. I'm starting to swing over to your side on this, actually.
Which is, what's my side? Tell me what I'm thinking. I love it when people tell me, well, that's not what you think. And I go, oh, so tell me what I'm thinking. What's my side?
That Guy Williams is an absolute genius, and he puppeted Leo Malloy into being an unrestricted fuckwit.
So if that's true, in fact, let's keep going because I've got a clip to play of Guy Williams as well. Which just remember that point, okay? So this is I don't even know what I've got. This is another part. I've got 4 little parts to play, and have a listen to this bit.
Strap in, here we go.
Oh, this is the boxing match. They had a boxing match.
Oh, here we go. I genuinely thought there would be some shorts under there. I'm so sorry.
Meanwhile, my trainer...
I think we'll just point out here that Leo's actually wearing standard size gloves.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Just give me a shit, mate. You're on my side, okay? But Kevin, he was a great... Just take my glasses off. No one gives a shit.
So I think you'll also see as well. I mean, it looks to me, at least, some of the punches and stuff, especially when Guy's getting hit when he's on the ground and stuff. To me, that's one of the things that makes me think, you know, it's a scripted thing, obviously, but this was their idea.
Oh, again, I want my multiverse. Where he just fucking... Oh, okay. Yeah, more of that.
Like there.
Those were soft.
But no, don't get punched in the face.
Good point there. He's a boxologist.
And then the deal was, if Guy Williams wins, that Leo would have to drop out of the mayoralty.
Oh, yeah.
And if Leo wins, Guy would endorse him.
Humiliated and embarrassed, and the worst was yet to come.
I'm Leo Malloy. I am the next mayor of Auckland.
I'm Guy Williams, and I endorse Leo Malloy.
So there you go. All right. Your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, okay. So I still have my issues, and the issue is publicity. I don't think Leo Malloy comes out of that as well as he probably thinks he did.
Yeah. So what about the outrage on Twitter then? Now that you've seen a little bit of it.
Well, as a member of New Zealand's Twitterati, we love getting angry about everything. So look, I think there's some valid criticisms. It's the essentially free publicity that he got out of that, as far as just getting his name out there. And it does give me, I know this gets bandied around a lot, it gives me Trump vibes.
Yeah.
So when Trump was running for presidency, he was a clown. He said stupid shit. He went on the talk shows because it was funny. And there is absolutely no way that he is going to win. Election day rolls around and he fucking wins.
Well, the spin-off talks about that. The spin-off talks about 2016. They literally talk about Trump and going on things like Jimmy Fallon, who
that's what I'm thinking. It's getting me like this is all funny until he gets in. And is if he does get in, was it this that got him those extra votes?
The spin-off did basically a bit of a deep dive. I just want to come back to that thing about Guy Williams being a genius, right? That's the question, right? So remind me of that at the end. So the spin-off has written a piece. What was Guy Williams trying to do? They talk about what happened in the, they basically spell out the actual thing, what was going on. And then the author of this, whose name is Madeline Chapman, spoke to Guy, and Guy said this, right? I thought that it was clear in the story that I was very anti-Leo Malloy, and think that the interview reflected on him badly, Williams said over the phone. I suggest that it could be viewed as the two of them being in on the joke together, given the multiple settings and Malloy filming scripted elements. Guy Williams says, I just thought the interviews were so wild that that would be viewed on its own merits, and I'm pretty proud of the interview, but the rest of the story doesn't condemn him enough. I don't know if that's my job, and maybe I shouldn't have platformed him, but I watched it last night and I was pretty happy with the story. And I think from a piece of television, it's good television. Forget any other kind of aspect to it. Malloy's opponents have since condemned his appearance on the show, to which Malloy responded, I've known Guy's father for more than 40 years. The show was theatrical. I played up as instructed, all in good humor. Guy remains a friend and in fact visited our campaign HQ last week. So has Guy Williams done a genius masterstroke here, and he's still basically playing it out, allowing the world to fall over? Because if people don't know, that's how he started, and the first thing he ever did when he got exposure. This is when he went on TVNZ as a fake, I think it was a whale expert. Nobody really knew who he was then. This is a podcast that I did with him, where he played him the clip from TVNZ and asked him about it. I wasn't going to play this for this reason, but as you're talking about maybe he's a genius, I'm thinking, is this just the latest iteration of the first time he ever did this? I'll play a little bit of this for people to see. I'm going to have to turn it down, though, because of how Guy Williams speaks.
Even I'm not interested in talking about this anymore.
That New Zealanders consider this.
No, getting Paul Henry's even better.
At the moment, we have a system that is broken.
That's pretty good, though.
I look the part because I went to uni in Wellington, and there was a lot of ACT on campus people there, and the ACT on campus people, I just like kind of mimicked what they would say, talking about the market failure and the free market, how great it's going to be for the whales. But just the problem is just farming whales is going to be incredibly difficult.
Did you get sillier and sillier and sillier? Like
it was a bit of a weird one. I didn't know how to play it.
Yeah.
And I just decided to go.
So this is when I podcasted with Guy a wee while ago. And that was my old studio before COVID came, and I actually had a real proper studio rather than being in my home in my basement. And a couple of things about that was one of the reasons I particularly enjoyed watching that clip with Malloy was Guy, and I love Guy to bits, right? No problems with Guy, but he's the loudest person on the face of the planet. If you heard the audio in there and saw it wasn't quite synced up, because when he spoke, every other mic in the room was also picking him up as well. So he has a very loud voice. No criticism, observation. And to have someone else be louder, I, from a personal point of view, found that quite enjoyable.
Absolutely faultless mic technique. You know, 3 fingers away, but also shout. Yeah,
we rode our levels on that day. Something chronic. So anyway, I didn't realize we were going to go here, which is one of the things I love about the show. But is this a genius move from him? Is he still playing it? In other words, even the apology on thing, or do you think that's a sincere apology and he realizes he has actually missed the mark?
Look, I saw what he had on his Twitter earlier. I think I've still got it here. A lot of feedback about my story last night. Was happy with it and thought it was pretty clear indication that he's not a suitable candidate for Auckland Mayor. But I also think of the criticism that I was platforming him were totally valid. Spoke to Madeline Chapman, who was critical but fair, and if she's going to criticize me, then I reckon I probably deserve it.
It sounds genuine to me.
Yeah, I mean that does sound genuine. It's hard to tell tone off Twitter, obviously, but yeah, I think my initial feelings from seeing those clips, the questions at the table, absolutely fair. If it was just that, I think my issue was just with the boxing piss take at the end.
Why don't we ask people watching? Guy Williams, was it theatrical? In other words, it was all a show, or was it a missed mark? Let us know in the comments, and we'll go to the next story. Then we'll come back to them. So, in other words, was it all a spoof? And the reason that Guy Williams got shouted down at the table was because that was the, I don't mean script as in literally reading a script, but that was the kind of agreed direction. Or did Malloy get the better of Guy? Be interested to hear what you guys think. I'm still leaning towards got the better of, but I think probably got the better of based on, it's almost like it was not scripted, it was an idea, and Malloy played the role better. he did it better. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I mean, it's easy to play up your own reputation.
Yeah.